What is up, Lock Talk family? It's Tuesday, baby Tuesday, and we got some MLB baseball to go break down for today, September 24th. Free MLB picks and player prop predictions with me, Jason, at the Lock Talk. Let's talk some locks, man, and let's go break down this board. We had an amazing day yesterday in premium. If you watched my video yesterday, I told you guys the Buffalo Bills and the spread, they blew them out the water. In NFL premium, we had two player props, Jamar Chase over his receiving yards, and then also James Cook over his receiving yards as well. They were all blowout winners. They basically cashed in like the first half or second half. So it was a great day yesterday for premium. Another winning day. It's 3 days in a row, 3 days in a row of winning, and we got WNBA, probably our best sport in the last few months. We are 23-9 on the season. So again, guys, if you guys do want to tap in and grab yourself one of these packages, we do have an amazing deal for anyone who's been watching the YouTube videos. Use that code in the pinned comment down below and grab yourself a super discount for the daily card. But if you do want something more long term, you do have a way to grab a week or anything longer at a great discount. Just follow the instructions. You get a week free if you sign up with any of our partner apps. But all right, guys, let's get straight to it, man. I'm going to talk about a few games in this spot for baseball. So let's go to the first one right here. And I'm actually looking at, let's see, supposedly it's not up anymore, but I think it has to still be up. The first player we're going to talk about is, and let me move this screen a little bit. Let's see, maybe I got to zoom out a little bit. Let's see. All right, there we go. It's maybe a little bit better. We're going to take my man Bowden Francis, and I've made some money with him so far this year. He's been an excellent pitcher. We're going to take him under 2.5 earned runs. He plays for the Toronto Blue Jays. He is the pitcher. Right now, look, both teams, both the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays, technically have nothing to play for. But I do think he's in a decent spot to get under 2.5 earned runs. He's been hitting this number per 80% in his last 10 games. Not only that, he does pitch pretty deep into games, which is a little bit concerning, but that usually means he's pitching very well. But it's really the matchup. The Boston Red Sox, granted, have been one of the best hitting teams maybe last month or 2 months prior, but as of late have not been that good against right-handed pitching. They did get to Chris Bassett last night, so that's not good, but that was actually the fourth time they saw him last year. But Bowden Francis has been excellent, really limiting the contact. And the Boston Red Sox also are still missing my man Rafael Devers, if I'm correct. Let's see. Where is he? Oh, man. Yeah, right here. Devers right here. Rafael Devers. He's still out. David Hamilton's out. I mean, they have a bunch of guys out. No one is really playing for a wild card playoff spot, but Bowden Francis has been absolutely excellent, even at home. The guy, over the past 4 games, he's been hitting over this line in 75% of those games. So I like the spot for him against a Boston team who has not been hitting as well. And a pitcher who's been in great form, man. I mean, just even disregarding just the home games. In the last 10 games, he's only given more than 2 earned runs in only 2 of his last 10 games. Now it's the Philly and Baltimore. And I believe this is when Baltimore was actually hitting very, very well. They have not been hitting as well as of late, but he did only give up 3 earned runs there, and he pitched 5 innings there. And then, of course, Philly has been a really, really good hitting team, so they did get to him there. But he did go against some tough matchups. The Texans, who have been hitting very well. I mean, the Rangers, the Mets, Boston, he blanked them last time he played them. The Angels, Chicago, who was hitting extremely well during this time. The Angels have also been hitting righties pretty well. So even though, and I'll say this too, look, Boston got him to 3. He only got 2 the second time out. So even though this will be the second time he plays them, I still think he has a decent matchup and can still keep it under 2.5 earned runs. So that's the first play I like for in the props with Bowden Francis under 2.5 earned runs. The next one's a little bit more tricky, but I don't know. I do like this spot, and it's a little risky. There are 2 ways I think you could play, but I'm going to go with my man Ryan Weathers and the over 15.5 outs at plus 130. Are there other lines? I don't see any other lines, but this is the reason why I like it. So, the reason why the line is at plus money and why people are a little bit scared is that Minnesota in the season was hitting lefties very, very well. However, 21st overall on average, OPS 23rd. OBP on base percentage, but in OPS, WRC plus, they're like league average. Ryan Weathers pretty much been league average as well, but I mean, he's been pitching fairly well. He had some tough outings with the Cleveland Guardians and the Dodgers, but nonetheless, over the last 10 games, been 70% over this line. And not only that, I do think because of their recent performances, he has a decent matchup. So I also want to point out the pitch mix for him as well. Let's see if I can get you guys some info here. But against the fastball, they've been doing fairly well. I mean, they've been doing okay. He also likes to throw the changeup. Changeup's where he'll probably be able to put these guys away, in my opinion. Everyone's all over the Twins for good reason. I mean, they have a lot more to play for, of course. But, you know, the Twins are still dealing with some injuries, man. I mean, if we take a look, I mean, Max Kepler is still out. Krylov is still out. But they did get back a bunch of their bats. I mean, in terms of Royce Lewis, they did get back Correa. So Buxton is also back. So is it the easiest matchup for him? No. I do like the outs, but I will also say for Ryan Weathers, I also do like his Ks. His Ks aren't that bad either. It's fairly low at 4.5 at plus money. You imagine if he gets the outs, he'll probably have chances to get strikeouts. And I'll be honest, man. I mean, it's a very similar thing. I mean, in terms of the K percentage, Minnesota striking out a pretty decent 25% versus, 28% versus 22% throughout the season. They've not been batting as well against left-handed pitching. So I do think, you know, there are both ways you could play it. I'm comfortable with either or. They're both plus money. So it's not totally bad. I do think if he gets a lot of strikeouts, he'll probably be able to pitch through at least 15.5 outs, which is basically going one more out after the 5th inning, because I'll give him, 15 outs, then one more out in the 6th. He's done that many, many times, and he's done that against some pretty tough teams. Just take a look. Besides this Dodgers outing and the Cleveland outing, which is, that sucks. Texans, decent team against lefties. Arizona, very good team against lefties. He got 18 outs against them. Milwaukee, during this time, I don't think they were hitting too well against lefties, but these were all in May and June since his last outing against the Dodgers, who obviously very, very tough team. I do think Ryan Weathers can pitch well. He just came back. But I like this at plus money. I think it's a decent shot. You could do the Ks or the outs, in my opinion. And the last one, I'm going to do a batting prop. And the last one is Jesse Winker under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. The match has been ice cold, and he has a pretty tough matchup, in my opinion, against Schwellenbach, the pitcher for the Braves. He's not been hitting anything as of late. He pitches a little bit deep into the order, so the one concerning thing is obviously guys could be on base. He can get an RBI or a hit very easily, and that can just cash pretty much automatically. But Schwellenbach has been excellent. He has not gotten a lot of plate appearances though, so I like this bet because the chances for him to hit this are very low. He's only gone on average over the last 3 at least 4, 3, 3. He got 1, 1. I mean, he's been averaging 2.6 plate appearances. I don't like his chances off that. That's why he's been 100% under this line. Is the line a little juicy? Right now, you get it at -140 on DraftKings, but I do like the matchup. When we take a look at his split, let's see, let me move this screen real quick. We take a look at his split among Schwellenbach's pitch mix. I don't like his chances too much, so take a look at the fastball. K percentage 20%. That's 28% of his pitch mix. The slider doesn't strike out too much against that. And then the last one will be the cutter. And the cutter, low strikeout rate as well. But look at this, man. I mean, his average is pretty low, man. 2.63 on average against right-handed pitching. I mean, Schwellenbach is an excellent pitcher, in my opinion. He has not seen Schwellenbach, so that's a little bit of advantage to him. Schwellenbach has also been, he's been pitching very, very well. Strikeout-wise, he's not been strikeout as many guys, but again, you have to look at Jesse Winker's. Let's see, I'll pull it back up. His plate appearances, very, very low, man. He's not been getting the chances to just get a good shot at getting over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Are there other ways you could play this bet? Yeah, you could do maybe total bases, but I imagine if 1.5 RBIs are juiced, then that means total bases has to be really juiced at under. They only have under 1/2, so I don't like this bet for total. I like the hits, runs, and RBIs. Under RBIs, maybe, but that's going to be even more juice, minus 285. So, yeah, I think the best way to play his cold streak and the matchup is to go under his hits, runs, and RBIs for Jesse Winker of the Mets. But, guys, thank you so much for tapping in. I know baseball's not everyone's favorite sport, but baseball has been an incredibly profitable sport for us this year on the baseball season. We're going to end up a large amount when it comes to all said and done. But again, guys, if you guys do want to tap in for premium, whether it's the day or something longer, make sure you go to the description to see how you get a free week, or use that discount for a much lower daily card. Again, guys, shoot me a subscribe, follow me, leave a comment if you thought this was helpful so more people can get access to these breakdowns. And yeah, guys, I'll see y'all in the next one.